might get me next semester or next year. My medical skills class has been lucky to have me second time in a row. Today I brought my husband with me, Mr. Dave. He is a professional skydiver, stuntman, and pilot. So I'm going to turn it over to him to do a short introduction video, but we are going to talk about skydiving today and what you can do with your education and your dreams if you connect the two. Okay?
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
You understand me? Yeah? You know where I'm from? Except for Hills, you got it wrong. I've just been here 20 years, but I didn't lose the accent and I left back in England, so I kept it there. I could have got yours, right? What's yours, all right? Wow. Okay, so I was asked to come in and talk to you about what I've done with my life. Well, I originally started in England, as you said, a place called Newcastle. Your parents will know where the beer comes from. That's where I'm from. And then I did what you guys hopefully aren't going to do. You guys are going to get educated. So the first thing that I would say to you guys that you need to work on is that coming to school is always another day at school. But I'm telling you that I'm going to show you some stuff that I've done, and it looks really cool and glamorous and great, and there is some stuff that's fun. But the one thing that I got wrong was that I didn't get educated as smartly as I should have done when I was at your age. So the thing that I see kids not do, and they should do, is they don't study in school and do your homework and be good and get a good education. So get this good basic education, in my view, before you even leave this school. The English and the math and all that stuff that might seem boring, do that smart stuff now. Put the effort in now, because once you can read and you can add up and you can be successful and good at that, it doesn't matter whether you're going to go skydiving and be a stuntman, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a nurse, you're going to be a police officer, you're going to be anything. Anything you want to do, you can do. Providing you've got the next thing, which in my book is something that's missing, is have some desire of what do you want to be? You know? Everybody's like, oh, I don't know yet, I'll be going to university and I'll be doing stuff. But now is the time to start thinking about having some desire about what you want to be. If it's a football player or a nurse or a doctor or a stuntman or this or that. But get the basic information up front, do your schoolwork, and you'll do really, really good. So, what we're going to do to begin with, I've got a load of equipment here and I can talk forever. We'll show you some stuff and we'll show you some of the things that I've done, and then we'll stop and have a talk about them, and then we'll show you different things. Because all my life's ever really done is I've done what I want to do all my life. People say, what are you going to do when you retire? I go, I don't know that I've started work yet. And it's because I've done what I want to do, but I've been able to do that because I've had desire in the direction that I'm going. So that's where it leads me to keep repeating myself, is do your studying here, get your good education, and then I'm telling you, I'll tell you now, I probably shouldn't, but I'm 57 now, and when I was 55, I decided after doing all of this stuff that I've done, I want to fly airplanes. So then I went out and I studied in this country that we live in. It's a great country. And I've gone off and I've studied to get my pilot's license and my commercial pilot's license, so I fly airplanes and I can fly jets. So you have desire and you've studied and you've got those basics, you can do anything you want to do. And people say it's all right for you. It's all right for you if you have that desire and drive to go and do it. So let's just put some stuff on for you to have a look at to begin with. I'm not sure what it is because I didn't put it together, because I'm not smart enough, because I didn't do what I'm telling you to do, but somebody else did. the World Championships a couple of years ago over here in Separate Hills. And what these guys are doing is that the equivalent is they're driving the Formula One parachutes. And what they're really trying to do is go across the ground as fast as they can, covering the greatest distance. So they do distance, and they do accuracy, and then they do a carving, turning around the corner. And it's misconstrued, if you like, as one of the most dangerous aspects of the sport because it's so fast, the parachutes that they're using. Like anything, the experts make it look very easy, and the unexperts are poor it up. See, some of these, when you look at these parachutes, you guys, a parachute's a parachute, but these guys are jumping parachutes that are only anywhere from 74 square feet of material up to the biggest they use is generally about 90, 95, which means nothing to you as a number, but physically as a size, it's a very small wing, which is like a wing of an airplane, but it's material and it's in this shape, and once it's loaded with a weight, it goes very fast. If, for instance, I decide that I'm going to come up and I'm going to take your teacher on what we would call a tandem jump, so I'm just going to hook them on and take them for a ride, for instance, we would do that on a parachute around about 380, 400 square feet of material, which is a huge parachute, obviously. So the smaller the parachute and the design of the wing makes the wing go very, very fast. So that aspect of the sport that you just watched was, one of the newer aspects. It's from a public point of view, it's great because you can physically see it, and it looks, it's adventurous. Everybody goes and watches them swoop across the pond, as you've said. It looks really good. The spills that you didn't see, because we didn't put spills on for you. But when they do the tumbles and get it wrong, just like the motor racing, when there's a crash, we didn't really go see that, did we? Same thing happens with us, that we have incidents and stuff, and it's, it's not always people getting hurt, but it's fun to watch. So, that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it that's really, really new is the wingsuit side of it that you've perhaps seen. Has everybody seen the wingsuit side? Where people stick their arms out in this big suit here, and they're not falling directly to earth, but they're flying. And I'll show you some of that stuff soon. But that's the next aspect of the sport that's quite new. But again, it's not so visual because you can't go out on a Saturday afternoon and stand and physically see what goes on. We're in free fall and we're doing our thing, and you physically can't see that. Although just about everybody that skydives, or anybody that drives a bike, or anybody that moves these days got a GoPro on their head, so we can all see what everybody's doing, correct? Okay, so this next aspect of the sport is we call relative work, which is, it's an older aspect of the sport, but still a high, a lot of people are still doing this and competing in the World Championships and stuff. It's 8 ways, so you'll see some pictures of stuff where we leave the aircraft holding onto each other as a group, and we have 45 seconds working time, 50 seconds working time. We get preset formations that we have to do. So somebody will draw some formations and you say you have to do this shape, this shape, this shape, this shape, and this shape, and then you have to repeat it, and you've only got 45 or 50 seconds in which to do it. And the stopwatch starts, of course, soon as you leave the airplane. So that's what we're doing here. We're bundled up in the door and we're leaving as a group. And then as we leave, we spread out. And perhaps this is the first formation. This is another group. This is a 16-way group. And this is in Empuria Brava in Spain, which is a really cool picture, I think, of the Bay Area over there. Which is another aspect that I've been very fortunate to be able to do, which is travel the world a lot because of the sport. For some reason, this picture's not showing it full in picture, but that was a 32-way formation, so they had the two 16s set alongside one another. And just to take a little step backwards before we run on to the next part of the movie, I got into this sport because, you know, I left school and then I worked on a farm because I didn't do my education, but it was all right. And then I got into skydiving because I went and did a course. And then I had the desire, and then I went from doing the course to then being an instructor, to then being a chief instructor, to then being able to run the parachute center, to then teaching instructors, because I had the desire in me to want to go ahead and do that. Which I think is something that, you know, I'll keep repeating myself because I think you should all strive for something. And then, of course, it just took me around the world because it took my life over, and that's what I've done. So here we've got some training that we're doing. Shows you a little bit about the 8-way. So those are a bunch of head-down guys that's gone, which we'll talk about later. And this is us in a group doing some training before the World Championships, and actually before the US National Championships. And as you can see, we'll leave the airplane. And that's me in the orange helmet, whether that means anything to anybody. If I look really, really good, it's me. And then, of course, if you watch this for more than 3 minutes, you'll be bored senseless because it gets boring, because it's very repetitive. If you're doing it, clearly it's quite different. And you can envisage at the moment we're racing towards Earth at about 120 miles an hour, which is about 176 feet per second, which is pretty quick. But for every 5 seconds, you're 1,000 feet gone. So having a clock and knowing how high off the ground and what time it is to leave, which is what we're just doing now, is a very important aspect of it. Because the results aren't very good if you don't do that part. Okay, so now we're doing a bit of a refit this afternoon. This is an advert that we did. So having done all this stuff in the sport, there was a company called us up and says, "Oh, I wonder whether you could do this for us." Everybody's heard of Honda, right? And Honda have cars and they have everything else. So these people called us up and said, "Hey, is it possible for you guys to do as a live TV advert," which is the first time it was actually ever done. Live being literally, it was being projected from a place called Lilo in Spain straight onto the TV sets of England. And they wanted us to spell the name Honda, literally in free fall, live televised. So here you go.
And now on 4, you're about to watch a very special live break. Hope you're not scared of heights. Seconds for green light, 30 seconds.
And of course, to do this, we picked all the best people out of England, which was the national teams and the girls there that were the girls were the world champions at the time in their discipline. So this is me climbing out here, right at the front end here. I was the hardest slot because I'm climbing into the wind and the box and everything else. So Dave has to do it.
Hello, Mom.
Of course, he had to ask the director if he could do that because otherwise we wouldn't have got paid. And it was all about getting paid, because that's what it's about. So that was pretty entertaining and a pretty good deal to do. And it was quite, in some respects, it was quite stressful that we needed to try to make it right. We went and did about 5 jumps before that to practice, to get people in the right places to see the pictures, because essentially it's like, you know, it's like synchronized dancing is what it is. That's what we're trying to do, is to set things up. And it worked out really, really good, and the guys were pleased with it. This is a different aspect of skydiving. This is, you know, we all normally just leave the airplane years ago. When I started a few years ago, like 35, everybody got out the airplane and just fell face to earth, belly first, if you like. But now it's all changed, and we've got wind tunnels, so we have different disciplines. People are flying on their heads, which is what I'm doing here. I'm upside down, darting towards the earth at about 150 miles an hour. And then they fly relative to each other at this angle, which means that the free fall time's considerably shorter because we're going faster. But it's another discipline, and essentially it's flying your body. It's probably one of the hardest aspects of the sport, is doing the free flying and the head down stuff, which is what that is. Which is why I've got one picture of that. Because I don't want to practice anymore. I can't be bothered. I'd rather go flying airplanes. So then we move now onto the wingsuit stuff, which is the newest aspect, if you like, of the sport. And this actually is a very small suit that you know, I had some pictures of many years ago. But it's really cool. A good friend of mine, another English guy, built and designed this suit. And essentially, it's, you know, it's like an inflatable airbed around you. And now what you can do is that you can get out of an airplane with this, and you can reduce your airspeed, your vertical speed, like I've just said, you're 176 feet per second if I jump out and I go face to earth. You can get this down where, in actual fact, I can dive with this suit that you're seeing at the ground, and then I can change the angle like you would on a wing and pitch it up, and I can actually climb with this suit so that the wing stalls, and then I'm not descending, but then I'll stall and go back into free fall, which is really cool. So you can do all sorts of different stuff with this. And of course, what you can also do with this is when you jump out of the airplane, you don't go straight down. You're obviously translating horizontally across the ground. So, you know, I can get out of the airplane 5 miles, 6 miles away from where I want to be, and I can physically fly home, which is quite cool. And just, we'll show you some stuff at the moment, but physically starting, tomorrow, over at Skydive City here in Zephyr Hills, we're actually trying to break the world record of people formating together in wingsuits. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 80 people that's going to leave 4 airplanes. So I'm going to coordinate having 4 airplanes in flight so that they all leave together, and now we've got 80 people, and they have to build this big diamond shape, and it's a preset shape, so everybody knows their position, and they leave the airplane, and then they get out, and then they're flying home, and then they're flying in this formation, and what happens is that they physically aren't holding one another, but it's like saying to you guys, right, you've got to all be on that specific chair that you're on. Well, we say to them, you've all got to be relative to the next person. So if I'm the lead person, everybody then has to be here, and then it's somebody there. And then this whole big diamond builds up into shape. And of course, for that, I've got to put them out of the airplane, maybe 4 miles away, and then they set off and fly away. And off they'll go. Of course, the big thing with that is you put 80 people together, which is probably going to be twice the size of this room in free fall. And then the critical part comes when we've got to split everybody off to make sure that they can all go and safely open their parachute. Do you think you could fly this suit and land without a parachute? Does anybody think you could? Well, let me just tell you once, my friend, a stuntman, actually did do that. Why? Good question. What they did was that he didn't land just on the ground nice and smoothly, but the descent rate was such that he could translate horizontally and slow it down sufficiently that he felt that he could impact onto some boxes. So, as stunt people do when they're doing falls, they build a football field size of boxes. And he got out of this airplane and he flew his wingsuit and literally just flew it straight into the boxes. And it was the first time it's ever been done, and it's the only time it's ever been done. And I hope he got an awful lot of money for that because it's my book. But it was done. Don't go home and try it, for sure. So if you just watch this is the record at the moment's about 60-some people, and this is them doing it. Okay, so that was 61 people, I think, in the world record for the wingsuit group. And what they do is that they've got a cameraman with them taking still pictures, and then they have a grid in which they overlay onto the people to make sure everybody was in the correct segment. That's how they'll turn it into an FAA record. What do you think the record is for people that if we just jump out of the airplane and we are in free fall, no big wingsuits, just regular flying, and we take hold of each other? How many people do you think managed to do that total? 100? Any more? 80? Let's try 400.
I just said that.
Did you? You're the man. Good job. 400 people, right? It's an awful lot of people. But we'll have to go all the way up to 24,000 feet. We're all on oxygen. Forgive me for saying, but I've got to the point that these record things now are somebody else. I'd rather just fly the plane or stand and watch and organise it for them and organise aspects of it. So that's kind of the skydiving part. But of course, then what it did was, because I had been doing this all my life, it then led me into other things. So I then got a phone call one day, and they said to us, a friend of mine says, "Oh, I'm working on this movie, and I need you to come and help me as an assistant observing the equipment and taking care of the stuntmen." Of course, they didn't tell me what movie it was until it was all over, but it was the Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises. Has anybody seen that? Yeah. So anyway, I get there and I do some stuff with these guys, and the stuntmen are really good guys, but they weren't that good at the skydiving, and 2 of them got injured. And then they came to myself and said, "Oh, we've been watching you. You could probably do this, couldn't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I could, but you're going to do it my way." And then we moved on, and we saw that's how I got into doing these stunts. So we'll just put some of this stuff in. You know, when they do these stunts for these movies, it's massive amounts of money and it's massive amounts of organisation. And here we go. You know, the planes were flown into Scotland from California, and people were brought in from all over the world. So it was a bit of a big deal. They even dressed me up like I was in the army and I would work.
Oh, that's the...
And if you've seen the movie, then maybe some of this will make sense to you, but You know, it's broken down. Lots of times with the movies, they CGI, they do computer generate stuff, but then it's so false. And they've actually changed slightly now that they're wanting to come back and do some stuff that's real. So Christopher Nolan, who was the guy that directed the movie and whatnot, he decided he wanted to do this for real. And of course that's where I got involved in with it. And you can see this picture here. This is that Hercules airplane, and we've got cameras on the side of it. And there's one thing jumping out of an airplane, but there's another thing being dragged behind it. And that's what he wanted us to do. He wanted us to be dragged behind it to take over another aircraft, which we can't fully do, but we did the segments, and then there was a bit of CGI went on. But this is me here, this one here. And it's pretty tough on the body, stepping out the back of a Hercules that's doing 120 miles an hour. And then the rope shortening up and you getting dragged behind it. But the money was all right. And what we were doing here, because it was required in the movie, we were doing this part, but then they'll have to pull somebody back in, and they try to pull two of us back in. And as you well know in life, everything always doesn't go perfectly according to plan. And you probably don't know, but if you see the balls that's there, those balls are there that if we release off the end of the rope doesn't go up into the elevator and affect the flight of the airplane, because that would spoil everybody's day. And you can see now that the pilot for some reason is flown into some cloud, and the guy that's getting pulled in is getting closer to the airplane, so there's a lot of turbulence off the airplane. And he's not having a lot of fun, and neither am I, so I'm using everything I can to support myself. I'm holding ropes, doing anything. And then the two at the bottom decide, I've had enough of this. And then they disappear. There we go. And now I go up and actually hit the tailgate of the airplane about now. At which point I'm covered in ice also, to drag me back into the airplane. And at that point I said to the director, I hope you got what you wanted, because I'm not doing it again. Sorry? Well, it was actually. It was worth it for him, and it was in the end worth it for me. It was hard work. It was something that, part of the deal. So this is the best part of the movie. Have you seen the movie?
Yes, this is an awesome part.
This is the best part.
My favorite.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
If I pull that off, will you die?
It would be extremely painful
You're a big guy.
for you.
That's the best part.
Was getting caught part of your plan?
Of course.
So, basically what we're doing here, when we were jumping out of the airplane, it was because we're going to jump out, as you'll see,
Fred.
land on this other airplane and take the other airplane over. We physically did this on the side of the airplane now. And I was going to go over there.
Calm down, Doctor. Now is not the time for fear. That comes later.
course, what happened was, that was the first stunt work that I had done. And the other guys, two of the stunt guys got injured jumping prior to it, and they were RTU, return to units, off you go, there you go home. I took over from doing it. The other two guys had been doing this all their life, that's what they did, was stunt. And they said it was, you know, it was the highlight of their career, and it was kind of the beginning of mine, but it was just because I was fortunately in the right place at the right time. And we went to, you know, they do the Taurus Stunt Awards, which is the best stunts in certain categories. We didn't know anything about it. We'd just been paid and were smiling and we're at home now. And then they send us this thing saying, you know, there's a good chance you might win this. You probably want to come to California and be awarded, perhaps. And that's exactly what happened. So we won the Taurus Stunt Awards for the Stunt of the Year, or I don't know what they call it. What do they call it?
They're equivalent to the Academy.
Yeah, it's like the Academy Awards. It was that stunt and that stuff. So that was fortunate that I sort of fell into the right place there and did that. And 2 years passed and nothing else happened, and I went back to just try and earn a living. So that was the stunt award. All right. Has anybody seen the Kingsman Secret Service?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Well, we tend not to do that thing where one of you's got no parachute, everybody does. Well, we went up and they asked us to do this, so we went and worked on this movie, and quite frankly, this was, from a stunt point of view, there wasn't much stunt work, there was some basic skydiving stuff. So we just went and did the skydiving stuff, and they dress you up in all the funky outfit and do all the rest of it. So that was another one that we did, which was quite good. By which time we thought we were experts, so me and my friend were happy to sit down in the director's chairs and eat and drink and be merry and think that we were really important, and now all the young kids could earn the money. We were all doing business. Are we out of time?
Our class is left, so we're just.
All right.
Okay. Our lunch started? Yeah, well, we need to. Guys, my guys. Need to get up. We're having some lunch. Mr. Engel, doesn't lunch start at
All they do is,
10:38?
I met Dave as a dummy in the plane, because they had him in the, you walk past the attendants.
Have a seat, guys. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. We're good. My guys, have a seat.
And they never, you know, when you're a stuntman, you're just the guy that makes it look good. You know, you don't meet these people. And even on some of the other stuff that we've done, you would do the stunt, and then they would superimpose their face on it. We're not good enough to do that. We're just good enough to do the stuff that usually kills you.
Have you ever gotten seriously injured?
Sorry?
Have you ever gotten seriously injured?
Touch wood? No. Knock on wood. No, I managed to avoid that part, which is good. What's next?
I'm sorry.
That's the video, so it's all.
All right. Right, I mean, I can show you a little bit about the equipment here, you know, very, very quickly. We don't just jump out of airplanes without having a lot of knowledge and a lot of safety in mind, because the safety side of it looks dangerous, but it's not. You know, everybody has a harness container system, and in the container there's two parachutes. So whether you see this system here, in here basically what you've got is a harness that fits my body, because clearly it was designed and built for me, so it's comfortable and it's right for me. Incredibly well, strong, tested, and so on and so forth. Well, do I have to pay for them? Good question. Well, no, I'm smarter than that. I've got the manufacturers to sponsor me, so they give me them, because I also sell equipment. So, but if you need to buy this piece of equipment as you're seeing it, how much money do you think? 1,000? How about 9,000? Yeah? 9,000? But it's worth it when you're hurtling towards the ground. Okay? And of course that pricing is relevant to the equipment that's in it. And in this one is the the high performance, most experienced stuff. So, nothing wrong with a Chevy, but if you want a Lexus or a Mercedes, then you're going to pay a bit more, which is kind of where you are a little bit in this world. Okay? So you've got a main parachute in the bottom and you've got a reserve parachute in the top. And of course we've got handles at the front, so it's designed that if I get out of the airplane, I need to initiate the deployment of the parachute. So to do that, I will take hold of this toggle here and I'll pull it and throw it away. And remember, I'm doing 120 miles an hour. So when you throw it away, if you're driving home in the car tonight, okay, check it out with your parents, you open the car window and you stick your hand out at 60 miles an hour, it's quite breezy. If you're doing 120 miles an hour, it's a bit more breezy. So when you pull this out, it's like a mini parachute and it deploys the main parachute for you. If, however, that deploys and doesn't work very well and it isn't flying correctly, then we take hold of this handle here and it jettisons it, so it releases the main parachute. And then as this goes, there's a system designed on this equipment to deploy my reserve. And if that system didn't work, I can operate it myself by pulling this handle. So then I've got two parachutes. And then I've also got a system built and designed into this called an automatic activation device. So as long as I turn this device on prior to jumping out of the airplane, if I fall asleep, lose altitude awareness, have a heart attack, whatever, at 750 feet from hitting the ground, this unit's done some calculations all the way down, and it decides that you're doing faster speed than necessary, and you're not going to have a good landing. So what it does is it fires off a little explosive charge, and it cuts a loop. So this tiny little loop here, which has got this is a spring, it's compressed. That little explosive charge will fire. It cuts this, which essentially is the same as pulling the ripcord, and it gives me a parachute. So it's really, really, really hard to run into the ground, even if you're trying, which is normally what we're not. And of course, there's the wingsuit, and then we also have, I've got a helmet, so the helmet's not to save my life if the parachute doesn't. But the helmet's there to give me a little bit of protection. Obviously, I don't need to wear goggles because I've got a nice visor. I can see clearly what's going on. But on this helmet, I've got devices in the ear here, which is an audible altimeter. So if an altimeter to look at and see what height you're at, it's reading the altitude off as you fall. If I don't read it, I don't look at this, it's not much good. But basically I've got an alarm clock in here. So when I knew I had to get up at 5:30 this morning to come here and talk to you lot, I was going to be asleep. So I set the alarm clock, which is exactly what these units are. I set these alarm clocks for a predetermined altitude. So I might set this for 4,000 feet. So I can get out of the airplane, I can focus on doing whether it's 8-way, whether it's wingsuiting, whether it's a world record, whether it's a stunt. But when I pass through that predetermined altitude, this unit here goes beep, 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 an alarm clock, which is a reminder that you need to do something. So the systems are very, very good. We've got all sorts of stuff in. And as you've already heard, I can talk forever. So now I'm going to shut up and ask if you've got any questions. Anybody with questions? No? I must have covered it all then. Yeah, well, they're flying flying relative to you. So if you and I are doing A-plane, they leave the airplane at the same time, and the cameraman just sits a little bit higher, and he just sits over the top of you. And then when we rate to move away, he opens his parachute. And the same if you're wingsuiting, we put cameras on ourselves, and then if I'm flying behind him, I've got my GoPro camera on, that's how we get all of them. Sorry.
Which do you like doing better, one with like the wings or the normal one?
The one I like doing better now is the one with the big wings. That's the airplane in which they all get out of. So yesterday I was flying the plane and I was just turning the light on that says, open the door, and then I turn the other light on that says, get out of the airplane, because I'm done with all of this. I still enjoy it, but if somebody says to me, hey, on Sunday, Dave, what do you want to do? I want to go, I'm going to go. Which might sound boring, but once you've done it 10,000 times. To answer your question, eight-way is probably the best thing, because I've done more of that than anything, which is, that's what I've got.
Is it hard to breathe up there, like when you're jumping out of airplane?
Really, it's a good question, because people in free fall, it's really, really hard to breathe in free fall if you don't. And that sounds stupid, but if people don't breathe because they're scared, and if they're in free fall and they're falling towards the ground like this, if I'm looking at the ground at 120 miles an hour with my mouth open, it's hard to breathe because all this air's been crammed in. If I put my head this way and I look across the sky, it's easy to breathe because you just pull out of the air the bit that you want. So it's very easy to breathe, but I always teach people when I was teaching them to do tandems is, if you're finding it hard to breathe, it's because you're not.
A question over here from Miss Ava. She wants to know, can you or have you been hit by a bird while?
No. It's a good thing, because if you hit a bird, if it's a little bird and you're doing 120 miles an hour and you did hit the bird would have a bad result. But it would be hard. It would be like hitting a brick. If a bird hits an airplane and the wing of an airplane, it can distort and damage the airplane. Because the impact speed.
Sully.
Sorry? It's cold in England, but it's not cold here, depending on what altitude you've got. Like yesterday at 9,000 feet, it was still 50 degrees, 45, 50 degrees. Whereas if you go to England or Scotland, in summer it will be -2 or 3. And in winter it will be, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, does anything else scare me? Wait, you know what scares? I'm going to tell you. The thing that scares me more than anything. Hey? You hate snakes. Well, we're all right. We're on the same page. And I don't particularly like, if I'm honest with you, I don't like standing on the side of the roof holding on because I can look down and see what I'm going to hit. Whereas if I'm at 10,000 feet, I've got loads of time. That's one of the things. You know, people say, oh, I couldn't do that because I'm scared of heights. Well, you're only scared of heights because you can judge what it is that you're going to hit. Right? Well, if you're 10,000 feet, please don't.
Thank you. Thank you.